Welcome back to Couple of Issues. Address the elephant in the room. Do I look like a waiter?
No.
Probably.
No. He's really insecure that his shirt makes him look like a waiter. And I told him if he was a waiter, at least he would look nice. But I wouldn't look at you and say you're a waiter. Well, I'm kidding.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
Roll the intro,
I'm kidding.
Couple of issues.
No, I don't need a refill of water.
I was going to ask if you wanted more breadsticks.
Oh, well, yeah. That'd be great.
Do you think I could just go into Olive Garden and be like, hey, guys, I'm just going to go and run in the back and grab something?
I think, wait, what do they
and
wear?
they'd be like, oh, he's off of his shift right now. And then I'd grab all of the food.
You might, but if I saw you, but if I saw you on the street,
That's all, folks. We'll see you next week.
But if I saw you on the street, I would be like, oh my God, he looks like a waiter. You just look like you're dressed nice. I think waiters dress nice, so you dress nice, so you think that you look like a waiter, but you don't look like a waiter off the bat.
But do I look like an actor that might be doing a read that day?
Sure.
Like an audition?
Maybe. That's really stretching it, though. I could look like an actor doing anything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean,
Humble
I'm
yourself.
very versatile.
I could be an actor doing anything. Look at me. With my bright red hair.
Yeah.
I just re-dyed her hair.
Oh, yeah. He just did it. It looks amazing. Boyfriend goals. All my roots are covered. They were very, very long.
Welcome to a Couple of Issues. My name is Bruce.
I'm Carly. You can follow us at Couple of Issues.
And we do read all of the comments. I try not to read a lot of them because I take it personal.
Yeah.
But we appreciate all the feedback we get. And somebody did mention that we never put the email in the description or on any of our social media.
I just added it.
So I put it on the Twitter. She put it on the YouTubes.
Yep.
So it's coupleofissuespodcast@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions, if you have any issues that are going on in your life, they don't have to be relationship related at all, which is but coupleofissuespodcast@gmail.com. It's in the description, all that. But like she said, you can follow us at Couple of Issues on Twitter, Instagram, and all that. And our social media is on there. So you should follow us and leave us millions of comments.
Millions. Millions of comments.
Yeah.
That won't look fake at all.
Flood us.
Flood us.
But the interesting thing is, you pick out emails, I would say majority of the weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll just go through and then be like, oh, okay, these are cool to talk about. These are similar, so we'll talk about just this one and stuff like that. So this week I was like, you know what? I'll pick out the emails. Don't you worry, your little dyed head.
Thank goodness. So much work I don't have to do.
Yeah, reading.
On my phone, laying in bed on my phone, trying to find emails. Such hard work, guys. You don't even know.
So I was going through, and we had two that we got that are pretty interesting that were like non-relationship at all. They were more, well, I guess one is kind of relationship-y,
Okay.
but they were talking about like more so of like career type stuff,
Okay.
which I thought would be really interesting to talk about. I want to get into it later.
Yeah, I haven't read them. I don't know what they are at all. So that's cool for me because usually I know them. I like being surprised.
Yeah, so I'm going to surprise you with some stuff. So we're going to get through some emails. But what did we do this week? I'm sorry, I'm like literally thinking in my head. I'm like,
well, we had a pretty crazy weekend. Last night we did almost 3 things.
oh no, yeah, we didn't do anything.
We did almost.
Well, we
things.
did some stuff last night. Let's tell the people what happened.
Okay, well, so what happens on the weekends, like a lot of my friends are out of town for like the Views tour. If you don't know what that is, it's David Dobrik, Jason Nash's podcast. They do a tour every weekend. So we're always like, what do we do? And randomly we're like, let's just go to Disneyland. We have Disneyland passes. It was like, 9:00 at night? Mm-hmm. No, it was 8, I think. Sorry, I was just saying that because it's important because the fireworks.
It was 8:30.
It was 8:30 and the fireworks go off at 9:30, right?
Well, yeah, but then we saw that there was like a show at there's like the other thing.
Phantasmic.
It's
called
thing.
Phantasmic. I still don't know what it is.
And
but
that
I know
went
if
on
I saw.
at 10:30. So we're like,
Yeah.
well, we could get there by like 9:30. It's like an hour drive.
Uh-huh.
And we have Disneyland. Did you say season passes?
Yeah, we have season passes, yeah.
So that's in our brain. We're like, oh, we can just go for free. Yeah, it's like an hour-long drive, but it's like free.
Yeah, and it was very like, ooh, let's be spontaneous and just go and watch the fireworks, blah, blah, blah. So like right before we were about to leave, I was like, we should make sure there's no blackout dates or something, which means blackout dates, if you don't know what they are, it means you can't go these certain dates if you have
Season
this
pass,
pass.
yeah.
So literally last night was one of the only days it was a blackout day. So thank goodness we checked.
And it's like we had one. Yeah, it was like literally just the 3 Saturdays in a row that were blacked out.
Yeah, we're like, okay, well,
like,
good thing we checked.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
It would have
if we
been
got down
kind of
there.
funny if we went, though.
Oh, yeah, it would have been a good story.
We would have been like, we would have scanned our things and be like, oh, you can't get in. I wonder if they would have let us in anyways.
No,
You don't
I think
so?
they're really strict.
Oh, we flew here.
Please.
Please. And then we were going to go to the Comedy Store, which is a really famous comedy club in Los Angeles.
Yeah, like Chris D'Elia and Theo Von were playing.
Some of our favorite comedians. And
Sold out.
it was sold out. And normally it's not, I don't think. Well,
It sells out like every time.
Okay, maybe we just get tickets way earlier or something.
Yeah. Because we were going to get tickets like 20 minutes before doors.
Yeah.
But I follow Theo Von on Instagram, and on Instagram stories, he like shows him like walking on stage at the Comedy Store, and after that, he goes, "Bro, I never say this, but that was the worst crowd ever. If you were in that crowd, you were terrible." So I was like, "All right, I'm glad we didn't go. Apparently, it was like a really bad crowd."
Yeah, I'm glad we're not terrible.
Yeah.
That makes me always really uncomfortable if we go to a show and the comedian like tweets about the crowd afterwards or something. I'm like, I feel like it was my fault.
Well, I think you can feel it at comedy shows. It's really interesting because it's not like you're a singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no music to kind of mask it. It's just you.
Yeah.
So it's so vulnerable. And so you're already, I feel like for comedians, they're already in their head like, okay, like if they don't laugh, then I have to go off of that. So there's already like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
So if you
and you're proving something to people too.
Yeah.
If you're a musician, you are proving something, but you're also like, maybe they'll just enjoy it, right?
Yeah, because because like a bad show, like a bad like musician is just like, well, we're just gonna like not pay attention.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep
comedian, it's
going.
like nobody talk, like you have to pay attention. If you're talking, you're super rude.
Yeah, and comedians feed off of the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like 100% basically.
Yeah.
So it's like, God, I don't know. It's if you go to a comedy show and someone's bombing or the crowd is bad, it's so awkward.
And that's what I was gonna say. So if the crowd is bad, then you have to like if you're in the crowd, like we've been at the Comedy Store where the crowd was terrible. Like, you know, like we've seen somebody and we're like, this guy's hilarious, and then people just weren't like, it's just the energy's down, and then like people are just like not laughing as much, not like giving as much back. Or if there's like one drunk like heckler in the crowd, and then it just gets like really, really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
So then you're just so then you're like, shit, I'm lumped into this bad crowd now.
And you just feel awkward because you can't help but feel awkward because you're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it no matter what. Oh gosh, I hate that.
It's really interesting.
And then we were gonna go. Your friend Lucas plays in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, and then we're like, "What time do you play till?" And he's like, "I'll be done by 11." I was like, "By the time we get there, we'll be there for 10 minutes and have to go home."
Yeah. So we had good intentions. We had almost 3 things we were gonna do.
But we ended up going to Wendy's and getting Krispy Kreme.
So
I didn't realize this. I found this out a month ago. We went and I'm really like I was like, let's just get Krispy Kreme. We're like right here. We might as well go through the drive-thru. And Carly's like, there's not even a line. And I was like, why did you say that? Because there's going to be a line. And as we're pulling up, we couldn't see that there was like 2 small cars that like the parking lot blocked. And then we like turned and the cars were like wrapped around the whole place. Like, damn. I was like, let's just go inside. It's probably quicker. And it was like we were going to a roller coaster ride because there was 1,000 people.
You said it felt like Universal because at Universal, the lines are experiences too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really funny. It felt like the Simpsons ride.
Yeah, so what I didn't know from a month ago is that, what is it, Hot Now?
I think this is Hot Now, yeah.
Hot Now or Donuts Now or something. That at the Krispy Kremes, when that's flashing, that means they're making the donuts.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And everybody goes at that time, which I didn't realize. That's why the line was so crazy.
Yeah. But how do people know? Like, is it a bat signal, or do you think it's like a certain time every night?
There's probably like an app, but yeah, I feel like if you're driving by and you see it, you're like, "Yo, shit's hot. Let's go." Let's get a steamy donut.
You would get that app. Don't even lie.
I had it.
Oh yeah, you did.
But I was like, I said there, I was like so dumb. So like when you're sitting there in line, it's like a glass window and you can see them like making the donuts. And in my brain, like it was like that moment of like you say something in your brain and then you like beat yourself up for it. So I was like, well, it's like literally just like dough. And then I was like, you freaking idiot. Like before I even said it out loud. Thank God.
It's in the word
like,
donut.
Look, it looks like dough.
Like it is dough. And
like
also little
donuts?
donuts.
Yeah.
Good job, Bruce.
But what else did we do this week?
David, our friend David Dobrik, if you don't know him, he's a big YouTuber. He texted us.
He's a big psychopath.
He's a big psychopath, YouTuber, scary person. Also nice.
Well, we texted him to hang out.
Yeah, you were like, David, do you want to get food or something?
Yeah,
and he was like, come quick. This is like pretty normal for him to say something like this.
Yeah.
It was like separate text. Come quick. I have 3 bouncy houses at my house for 20 more minutes. Come now. We're like, okay, on our way. Yeah, so that was really funny. I've never seen that many in someone's residential backyard.
Yeah. For a bit for his YouTube video.
Yeah, it was for his vlog, and it was a really funny bit too.
Yeah.
But it was fun. As an adult, actually, I don't even think even as a kid I've ever been through a bouncy house that's like an obstacle course. I've only been in the bouncy house, which I thought that's what he meant. I thought he had 3 of them. And I was like, oh God, there's going to be like alligators in them or something. Like literally that's what you expect when David says something like that. But it was just for a bit, but it was fun. I liked it. Fun. Yeah. And you worked with a really cool
Oh yeah, I got to work for
Hart
Denton. So yeah, I got a bunch of replies because like I've known Hart for like a year and a half now, a little over a year and a half. And so when I met him, he was pursuing music, and Hart's story, like we got to have him on the podcast and talk. Like his story is nuts.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know anything about him, so that'd be cool for me.
He's an awesome dude. He's such a good dude. And so he randomly hit me up. He's like, "Yo, are you free today?" And he was like, "I want to make music with my friend Jordan." I was like, "Cool." So I went over there. We wrote like a really cool song. His house is like so nice. And so yeah, when I went over, I was asking him like, "What are you interested in doing?" Da, da, da. And I was stepping on the floor. It's like this wood floor, and I was like hitting it. Like I was in my boots, and I was hitting it, and it would like rock a bit.
His floor,
like it would make like it was a thick floor. So, but when you hit it, it wasn't just like like wood floors. Like in my apartment, like when you step on it, it doesn't resonate. It's just like
it's just there.
Clack, clack, clack,
yeah.
Clack. His floor was like, doo, like if it was like steel underneath or something.
What's going on?
I don't know. So that's what I said. I was like, so how many bodies are under here?
Yeah, literally.
So I was like stomping and I was like, yo, they were like saying, they're like, we want to do something kind of like Black Keys-esque. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I started doing like stomp clap beats, but I was like, I only want to use this. Like,
cool.
So I just like he was like, my air conditioner just broke. Like, I went to say that in a southern accent. My air conditioner just broke.
Just broke.
I was going to say AC. But yeah, his air conditioner wasn't working, so it was so hot. So we had all the windows open. That. He's like, do you want me to close the windows for like when we record? Because usually we want silence. I was like, nah, let's make cool vibes. So I was it was a really good session. It was really cool.
Did anything weird happen outside that was in the song?
Probably. There's probably people driving by like, hey, go fuck yourself.
And you don't even know it's in the song.
Because we're on like a busy road. I give out his address.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a really cool song.
Yeah.
I'm like really excited. I got home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't remember. I remember I got scared when you walked in because something happened that was loud, and I was like,
oh, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know what it was.
I think I was dropping the beat.
I think you were.
And I woke you up.
You brought the floor back with you.
And so that's what I did.
On it.
You did the MTV thing.
Yeah, Aaron and I have a brand deal with MTV right now, and we're basically filming 4 videos for them for their channel, and it's like leading up to going to the VMAs. So we're actually going to the VMAs in New York City they're on Monday, or next Monday.
I thought it was always on a Sunday.
I thought so too. We went last year too, and I'm pretty sure that was Sunday. Yeah, that was definitely Sunday. So I don't know what's going on.
So what all do you have to do?
So we have to make 4 videos. One of them was basically like an intro. It's called Creator.
For your channel?
For their channel.
Oh, right,
it's
right,
all
right,
for their channel. So it's called Creator to Watch, and it leads up to the VMAs.
Yeah.
And it's basically, so people who watch MTV's channel see me and Aaron, and they're like, oh, these are like people that I should be interested in maybe watching. So it was funny because
these must be teen moms.
Yeah, no, literally. It's so funny because before we did this, I was like, I didn't even know they had a YouTube channel. And then I was like, oh, wait, I watched so many Teen Mom recaps on them.
Oh, that's
it's funny because those have the biggest views on their channel.
Well, obviously. Yeah. It's like having like Jersey Shore videos on there, like compilations.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, watch that.
Yeah, so that was funny. And for the first one, they were like, could you get maybe Zane and Heath to like intro you and say what they like about your videos and why they think you're good to be like a good choice for Creator of the Month? And we were just like, oh my God. Like, it worked out great, but that's not our relationship with Zane and Heath at all.
Zane's like your best friend.
Zane's like my best friend, but when we film together, it's not anything like that. We
Yeah,
just like make
yeah.
fun of each other and like banter. And so it was a little bit awkward to have them do that. But it worked out really well and they liked it. They said it was really cute. So we have to do.
Well, that is a nice, change of pace.
It is, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it was cute. And then we're gonna have to go try on outfits for the VMAs. And I think they're
Oh, I almost no, sorry.
You're fine, what were you gonna say?
No, don't worry about it.
I think they're having someone come with us to film it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then they have to get clearance.
Filming you getting changed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Naked.
They have to get clearance? Where?
At stores we want to go to.
Oh, right. To film.
Yeah. So it's weird. They're like, no name brand. So Aaron and I are like, okay, we're going to go get coffee at blank bucks.
Blank bucks.
And we're going to go find dresses at Always 21. All right. Thanks, MTV. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I get it because obviously brands might clash with other brands.
Yeah.
It's funny because if we do a brand deal, like, I don't know, I guess we can explain that more, but say I do a video about Axe body spray or something,
Yeah.
you can't have other brands in it. Like if Starbucks is in the background, they'd be like, can you like redo it without Starbucks or can you crop it out somehow? So it's always like with these MTV videos, it's very like, oh gosh, we have to make sure like there was a U-Haul box in the back of one of ours. So every frame I had to like crop it out.
You would think you would have to do that for like every YouTube video though. Like
Because
you
of the
can
ads?
monetize stuff. Like I see it all the time where like you and your friends will like post videos and there's like very blatantly like a cup or you guys are at Starbucks. You would think you guys were like sponsored by Starbucks.
I know.
But I guess at the end of the day, Starbucks is getting free promo.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Unless
think.
you guys were like shitting on Starbucks, they'd be
Yeah.
like, probably take that down.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of YouTube too. It's just very like free speech. And the bad thing is though, if you're doing things that YouTube doesn't agree with, they won't put ads on your videos. So like David, I don't know if you saw, I think it was in Jason's vlog. He said his video had like I think 4 million views and he made $68. And that's like a video. That's maybe how much Aaron and I would make on a video, and we would get 100,000 views.
To put it into perspective, on average, right? Like let's just say like an average like paid video, you own the like it's not like anything copyrighted, whatever, and you do 1 million views and you monetize that video. Like how much would you make?
I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna say it's probably around $7,000 to $10,000
for 1 million views?
I think so.
You're like maybe.
I think
You're
so.
like I have one of those.
Yeah, we didn't make nearly that much, but if you're consistent.
But that's what I'm saying. If you don't make, I'm saying for one video.
Okay, I'll be safe and say $5,000. It's probably $5,000.
Around like probably like 3 to 5.
Yeah.
Depending.
Why did I think 10? I think 10.
Well, I guess it depends on your. So there's CPM.
It depends on your CPM. Yeah.
CPM, which is.
It's basically
cost
dollar. It's like how much they're gonna pay you per 1,000 views. So some people's are really high and some people's are really low.
So if you're more family friendly, you probably have a higher CPM.
Very high. So they're making a lot more money probably than say David or.
Because then they can. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm like speaking this out loud.
No,
so
that's good.
That's like say even Starbucks is like, oh, okay, like we want to put money behind this family friendly channel, and then all these other places are like, well, so do we because they're so brand friendly.
Yeah.
So the CPM's higher on that rather than somebody like David.
Yeah.
Who's like more like, oh, he's cursing and there's jokes about this and that. We got to be a little more careful with what we use.
Well, it's interesting because brands like, say Starbucks comes to you, I don't think they don't care about your CPM. They just care about how many views you get because that's exactly how many people are watching.
No, I'm sorry.
Do you mean the YouTube ads?
I'm saying, I guess YouTube then goes, we're going to make your CPM higher because you're more likely to get these brand-friendly brands, we can make more money off
Right,
of you.
exactly. So
Right.
YouTube, What he's saying is YouTube, the ads you see when you watch a video, like a Pampers 30-second ad you can skip, or like those little banners that go across the video, those are ads that YouTube is putting on creators' videos.
Like Google.
Like
right?
Google is, yeah. So basically YouTube is crazy. I think YouTube makes 70% of your ads and the creator only makes like 30 or something.
Dang.
It's a big difference.
But is your CPM like your percent? Like they're making that percent no matter what, and then they can like
I think
pick
so.
That sucks.
I think so. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I barely even know how CPM works, but
I guess but YouTube really is so new.
Yeah.
It's like the Wild West.
Yeah. It's been around like 10 years, but I don't think it's been monetized for maybe half of that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I
So
guess
it's really crazy.
10 years ago, people weren't like, this is my job. Like, back then, it was like, nobody was like, I'm a YouTuber. It was like, oh, I made a viral video, I guess.
Yeah.
Now it's
and
like,
that was it.
you say, okay, it's really interesting. So we got this email. I wanted to say this as like a segue because, okay, here. She has no idea. Okay,
yeah, I don't know what any of this is.
So what to do my YouTube videos about with my boyfriend. So this is what sparked this whole thing. So the email says, hey guys, my name is Eric. Don't mind if y'all say my name. Okay, I should have like read that ahead first.
Please don't read my name.
I live in SoCal and go to school in Long Beach. My boyfriend and I have a YouTube channel, but he goes to school at Wharton and UPenn. We have a few videos with decent views and 2 with over 1 million.
Dang.
Anyways, he is coming back into town soon, and I was wondering what videos we should try to make and post while he is back. I'm a huge fan of both of y'all, by the way, and really appreciate the podcast. It makes for great entertainment while on flights to see each other.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. Eric. Okay, so this sparked it. First off,
yeah.
What do you think?
For advice? Advice-wise? Well, I would see what videos got 1 million views and kind of take that and spin it in a different way. That's like what Aaron and I tried to do.
Okay.
So if we do a video that does really, really well, we're like, okay, how can we do this a little bit differently? Because people who are watching obviously want to watch this.
So their number one of them is a flash mob video.
Oh my God.
The other one, the first one that was the big one, was cutest long distance gay relationship reunion.
Oh, cute.
So what I was gonna say is document what it's like to be in a long distance relationship.
Yeah,
you can vlog separately, and then like do like a catfish style, like, you know, where like Neve like recaps with people. Like you could recap that each week.
Oh yeah, and you
know
can
what I
film
mean?
your Skype sessions sometimes. Like obviously not all of them, but
Yeah. No, I'm saying like, yeah. And then I thought you meant the end. Yeah, by the end, then you'd be like, okay, what do we? It's almost like a way to like give people an idea of like what it's like to have a long distance relationship. You know,
it's interesting. I've actually seen a lot of long distance videos do really, really well on YouTube.
Really?
Like surprising my long distance boyfriend or something like that.
Well,
Those
that
always
was
do
probably the
really
one you
well.
saw. That's what it was,
probably.
kinda.
No, this one was a girl, but yeah, I think people are so interested in that too because if you're in a relationship, like we're in a relationship, and knowing that people do long distance, it's like, how do they even do that? So it's interesting in itself to learn about it, but especially if it's like clickbaited, like surprising, or like how we make it work, it's like, oh, that's interesting. And plus there's so many people in long distance relationships that probably want to watch it.
Yeah.
And they can relate to it.
If they had 1 million on that, and the other ones like are lower viewers than that, or lower views on the other videos, so it means your fan base is there to watch that content.
Yeah, you should keep doing that.
So if you're talking about where, I mean, like Carly's saying, like you can clickbait it, but it's really interesting to just be honest.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
To be like just straight up every week or however many you want to do. If you guys are like, you know, we had a really tough time because I was working all week. I couldn't even text him. So you're doing that. You're like, oh, I can't even get a hold of him right now. I'm like scared. Like, why isn't he replying? Whatever. And then you see the other side. Like, here's what I was actually doing during that time.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's
and
interesting.
And then
yeah.
you know, somebody edits the footage together, I guess. And then, recap the week or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be really cool.
Yeah, if you can find a way to make it entertaining and to be a part and still filming. What about long distance flash mob?
Long distance.
3 million views.
Yeah, we Skyped during a flash mob. So
that's interesting.
All that being said, saw that, started to think about it, and I knew she was doing this MTV brand deal and stuff like that. So I gave you the slightest bit of a heads up.
Yeah.
I wanted to dive in because all that stuff is so interesting, and there's a lot of stuff with like that I'm still learning about that comes with like social media influencers because it's such a new thing.
Yeah.
So I have like a bunch of questions to ask Carly because another email we got, and I don't have it ready to pull up, but somebody said to us, you guys talk about how you bicker and don't argue. That's very healthy, but maybe don't brush over it. Mm-hmm. So I love that we get suggestions like that.
Yeah.
So it's, if I was listening to a podcast, like I thought about it from like a listener's perspective, I would want us to dive in. Like, what did you bicker about?
Oh, for
like,
sure. Me too. It's
is
so
it both ways? Is it one person? Is somebody, you know, and just to be like, yeah, we bickered. Anyway,
Yeah.
you know, you move on.
Yeah, if I was a listener, I'd be like, wait, I want to hear all the juice.
But
All
I
the
was thinking about when we talked about what we do, right?
Yeah.
And like we were like, oh, and then I started social media influencing, whatever. And everybody's story when they talk about how they started YouTube or whatever, it's usually like, I always loved this, and then boom, I had this viral video.
Yeah.
There's no in between. I want to know. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
There's some questions
excited.
a lot of questions that I don't even know the answers to.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable answering.
Oh, how deep are these getting?
Because I want to know, you know, some details. Because if you ask a lot of young kids what they want to be when they grow up, they say YouTuber. It's like,
Which is crazy.
it's cool.
It's
really
cool. I just that wasn't my experience as a kid.
Oh,
so
no,
it's
not at
crazy
all.
that people say that now.
But because you are a YouTuber,
Yes.
a successful YouTuber,
Oh,
it's your job.
Thank you. It is my full-time job.
It's really interesting to know what makes it a full-time job, how much you might make. This is why
Okay.
you don't have to dive in exactly how much you make because it's personal information.
Yep.
But I have a bunch of questions.
Let's do it.
This is really cool.
This is literally
interviewing my girlfriend.
Is this why you're dressing so nice? Because you're like Barbara Walters.
I have a little clip mic. I'm like, okay. I'm like a boom mic.
No,
pops
yeah,
down.
like a whole crew comes in. I'm like, oh my gosh, just lights on me.
Okay. First question. Because I don't know what this is.
Okay.
Well, okay, let's backtrack it.
Okay.
You started your first thing. Well, you probably made YouTube videos before you did anything, right? Like joking videos, maybe?
I don't think I ever uploaded to YouTube, but I did make videos all of my life. Yeah.
All my life.
Literally, like ever since I can remember, I was making videos.
Just like funny videos?
Yeah, like did I ever show you there's a video I made my cousin film of me and my 3 neighbors dancing with rags and buckets to Hard Knock Life in my front yard. And we
No.
you've never seen that video?
No.
Oh my god, you're gonna love it.
I think you told me about it, though.
We lip sync it and stuff, and it's a whole video. And I just wanted the video, and I made everybody watch the video. So it was definitely about a video.
Before subscriber base, Carly's just like, you have to watch. You were
Literally.
push notifications?
Yeah.
Pushy notifications?
Fine, that's me.
Yeah.
Pushing Mom, Dad, or I would like
That's cute, though.
film something and make them watch it. Yeah, I remember. Sorry, this is like a little off,
you're
but
good.
it's not really off. But when I was in elementary school, I had this blue Intel little. I feel like we've talked about it before, but it's like it was a camera and it was this tall.
Yeah.
And it was very skinny, and all you could do was click a record button, and I think it could record for like 15 to 30 seconds at a time.
That's so
And I
interesting.
would make videos or like news segments, and there's like it came with an editing software.
That's so
And I would
funny.
make everybody watch it. So it's
That's
basically
really
what I'm
funny.
doing now.
That is really interesting.
Yeah,
So you always
it's
want to
cute.
do it. Did you ever say to yourself, like, I wish I could do this for a living?
I think I probably thought that, but it was more of like I'll edit videos for a living or something, or I'll be on the Disney Channel, something like that.
You wanted to be on the Disney Channel? Could you imagine?
Well, yeah, I
being on
know.
the Disney Channel?
Well, because I didn't know that was a thing. You could just film yourself and upload it and make money that way.
Parks.
Yeah, me and Jake Paul, our own Disney show. But yeah,
So,
if I
what?
nothing, I wasn't important. I was like, if I was a Disney star, I would be a musician now, and that would not be good because they all become pop stars, right?
Well, I
Most
can't
of
really
them.
talk about it yet, but I recorded Carly for the first time ever. Recorded
True.
her voice. We'll talk
Don't worry, guys. I'm not making a song.
She's not putting us on.
I'm not putting a song out.
But it'll be out in like a month. Whatever it is. That was like
Yes.
really dumb.
No, it's good. I'm glad you said it.
Stupid.
You're so fucking dumb.
So this is the question,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
What was you did Vine?
Yep. I had a following on Vine.
At what point, like, what was your following number?
Mm-hmm.
And what was your first brand deal? Like, what was it like? How many followers did you have when somebody was like, "Hey, we're gonna pay you money to post this 6-second video"?
Oh, okay. It's funny because I think me and David's is exactly the same. And I remember him talking about this. I was like, mine too.
Well, what's yours?
So I think I had like 10,000 followers on Vine.
Yeah.
Which was pretty small for like a Viner. It was really easy to get followers compared to YouTube
Oh,
on
gotcha.
Vine. And I remember it was a brand called Hot or Not. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically like it's almost
The original
like,
Facebook.
Yeah, it was almost like a Tinder or something.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can like swipe people or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember I got the number and I was like, oh my gosh,
was
I'm
it?
getting paid to make a Vine. 6 seconds. Do you want to take a guess? How much it was?
I have no idea.
Just give me a number. Just guess.
I don't know.
I just want to know what you would even think at
For
10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
Vine
know.
goes for.
I know.
Just tell me. I have no idea.
$50.
Oh, okay.
Did you think it was?
I mean, that's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was like the most exciting thing because I was like, oh my gosh, because all these big Viners are doing brand deals.
Sorry, that's what's so funny to me. Your reaction was like, oh my God, when I saw the number. Like, I was like, for $10,000, what was she getting? Like $1,000? $50.
It was $50, and I was so excited. My friend Whitney
That's so
helped
cool,
me.
though.
Yeah, my friend Whitney helped me do it, like film it.
Where you're like,
And
I'll pay for you it.
I literally we got Starbucks after. And I was like, no, I'll get it because like, but it's
That's
more
so
like,
cute,
but it was more
though.
like because you helped me,
That's
I'll like
so
get
cool.
your Starbucks. Yeah, it was fun. But
So was that...
it was actually, hold on, it was really cute because my dad like put in perspective and he was like, so $50 every 6 seconds, like this is how much you would make in an hour if you had a job. And it was like so much money. I don't remember how much because I'm not good at math, but yeah, it was cute.
That's really cool. How long did the video take you to make?
Probably like 30 minutes to max. I made very basic Vines, no editing really.
But even a very basic Vine would take you like 30 minutes. That's pretty crazy.
yeah.
I mean, there'd be the viral ones that would take probably 6 seconds. And it would just be a 6-second clip of capturing something.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
make like a jokey. Do you remember what you did for the ad?
Yeah, kind of. I'm trying to think. All of them were like of the same like punchline, I remember. Like not the same words exactly, but I tried to make it like sarcastic at the end.
Like what?
I don't remember. I remember we like filmed it in my bathroom and it was like me trying to pose for like my display picture for Hot or Not, but like it didn't work or something. I wish I could pull it up. It's probably like on a website somewhere if I could find it.
On a website.
On a website, on like vine.co or whatever. But
Oh, yeah.
that was like the most exciting thing. And I was like, and I was working at Target and I was making like, I don't know, $8 an hour. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is like so many hours of working at Target I just made doing a Vine. Like it
Yeah.
was the coolest thing ever.
So did that become like really frequent that you were making money on Vine?
Not really.
videos?
It was
Oh,
here and
sorry.
there, but
Not, so how did you get that?
I just got an email. My email's in my bio on Vine, and it came in, and it was like Hot or Not, and I was like, oh my gosh, all the Viners are doing this ad. I get to do it now.
So they
yeah.
just reached out to you.
And the funny thing is, they were like, here's some references for the video, or for these Vines, and Zayn and Heath was the first one. Zayn and Heath had a Vine channel together, and I clicked it, and I didn't know who they were, and I was like, hell no. Like, I'm not making a Vine like this, because theirs was they were like such big Viners.
Promoted Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like so much editing, and I was like, they literally are acting like so dumb. Like so dumb. But
So funny.
yeah. But I love them now. Well, it's a
Yeah,
funny
they're some of our
story. It's a
closest
funny
friends.
story now.
Okay. And then at what point? So there's a huge gap that I don't know of.
Uh-huh.
So you had 10,000 followers at that point.
Mm-hmm.
At what point were you like, okay, this makes sense for me to afford to move to LA as a Viner?
Yeah. It's interesting because I didn't make that much on Vine that made me think it was okay to move to LA.
You
but
had saved up.
I had a lot of money saved up. I was actually really good at the moment I moved to LA, I had just graduated college and I still had a bunch of money from my high school graduation. Like I was just
Whoa.
a money saver. Like I never ate out. Like I
Never ate.
Like I never ate. I still lived at home the whole time, so I didn't have to
You
pay for
never went
rent
out
or
to eat or
anything. Yeah.
anything?
And I was really lucky where I got a lot of my student loans paid off and stuff. So it was like a really, really good circumstance for me. So I was able to save a lot of money. I'm trying to think
So-
if
Sorry. Was your thought like, oh, I'll go out, I'll do Vines, and that'll eventually get to a point where I can afford LA? Or are you like, eventually I need to get like a job?
Yeah, well, I had enough money saved up where I was like, I can move and be comfortable for a while, and I'm gonna hope that I keep getting like brand deals here and there. Because
Gotcha.
at that point, I was getting some brand deals on Instagram and some deals on like Snapchat.
So at that
So
point,
they added up.
what, like, if like, say you add it all up,
Yeah.
like for a month worth of brand deals, like what were you making that you were like, okay, cool. If this keeps happening, like I'm gonna be okay for a bit.
I don't really remember. I think it was like maybe $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Well, a
and I
month,
remember
that's pretty great.
Yeah, and I remember being like, okay, at least I'm like paying rent or like getting rent paid.
Yeah, that's
and then
cool.
I'm saving a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 to do 6-second videos and
Yeah.
post pictures is pretty cool.
Insane. And like being able to live in LA. But it was also some months I wouldn't make anything and I'd just be
Yeah.
eating away at my savings. So that was always very scary. And I was always like, okay, if I get to a certain point in my bank account, I'm going to get a job. Like I have to
So-
get an actual job.
That's what I was gonna ask. So where Like, what did you do when you moved here?
Job wise?
Yeah.
I mean, I would just get random deals. Like my friend Brendan McNerney, he worked at a company called Niche. They used to do a lot of like brand stuff for influencers. So he would get like me and Matt King and a bunch of people like littler paying things. Like I remember there was some app and it had something to do with like a barcode and you get secret codes. I don't know. It was some like game type thing, and I don't remember how much it was, but I think I would get paid like $350 to put it, like make a few Instagram or Snapchat stories with it. Whoa. And then if I made a Vine, it would be like $500 or something.
Whoa.
So it wasn't
$500 for a Vine.
That's pretty rad. I think it was that combined with like Twitter and stuff. So sometimes they were like package deals. So sometimes,
that's pretty great.
Yeah, so it was exciting, and it was always really great when those came in because I'm like, oh, thank God, like I need to be making it.
And then like money. A month or two would go by and nothing. And you'd be like,
sometimes, oh, yeah.
Dang. So was there? You make the move to YouTube at what point?
We started doing YouTube probably a year after. Yeah, it was a year after we moved here. And it was exciting because this was still during a Vine time. So Aaron and I started a series called Vining and Driving.
Oh, right. Okay,
yep, and we made our own YouTube channel for that. And it was basically me and Aaron, we'd go pick up a Viner, and it was an interview, quote unquote, of the Viner, but we would make the whole thing about me and Aaron. And it was very sarcastic, very bratty, like...
And we like characters.
And we always made them do something for us. So we did the first episode, and after that, a company that works with a lot of Viners and YouTubers, they were like, can you put these on our channel and we'll pay you per episode?
Oh,
so at that point, it was like, okay, cool. Like I'll be making a steady whatever. I think it was like $200 per episode.
Yeah,
so it was like still. 800. No, that's good. It was like 800 a month.
Yeah, but just like within a year, you sold a show. Like,
yeah, I
that's
did.
Like the LA dream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I sold a show.
Yeah.
But it was really exciting, and it was fun because we filmed it all on our own. We edited it all on our own, and we sent it in, and they would just upload it for us on their channel. Yeah, it was cool.
I know like David Dobrik was like the pioneer for your group to be like, oh, I'm going to really start doing this vlog thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of change it up a bit. Mm-hmm. So did you guys follow right away? Or was he like making money and you were like, oh, or was it his following? Like what made you guys go like, we got to do this too?
He was making money, but I don't think we knew it at the time. I think we just saw his popularity growing.
Yeah.
And he was one of our friends. And it was weird because before he was like very popular, Aaron and I made a vlog when we went to Omaha to go to emo night, but we never posted it. It was just like a fun thing to do. It was never serious. Like, we're going to make vlogs and post it. It was like, let's just film it. It'll be fun. So we did that. We never posted it. And then maybe 3 or 4 months later, we were like, we should just do vlogs like David's doing. So we started doing them consistently, and we were posting one day a week. We were posting one vlog a week for a while, and then, Zane and Scott and all them started doing it too a few months later.
So did you have no idea what you could make from a YouTube video when you started?
No, I don't think so, no. It was like...
So how long into it were you like, oh, this should be our thing?
I think it was when all the boys grew way faster than we did because they were with David so much, and we didn't film with David that much. So they grew really, really fast, and you could see them making more money, like how they were spending their money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can't remember. I'm trying to think who first bought like a cool car or something. But I think maybe Zane or something. We just asked. We're very open about our money. So like, can we see your creator studio, which is like the part of YouTube which says how much you're making that month? Yeah. And it's pretty insane. And so we were like, oh my gosh, like if we were making that much, we could literally move to like a house or something. Yeah. But it's tough because Aaron and I split it in half.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, say if we started making 6,000, then it goes down, we're each getting just 3. And then it's like, that's per month. So. That's
pretty nuts though.
Yeah.
But then, okay.
Is your mind blown?
And I wouldn't say a number.
Okay.
But what was like the most you've made that you were like, damn.
This is like a Shane Dawson series when it would cut off
to
go to the next one. Well, the most I've ever made, actually it was a really recent one. It's still going on. But it's five digits. 5-digit, yeah.
That's anything over 10.
Yeah, so it's 5 digits, and it's like some people make it per year, I suppose.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, And it's really exciting, and it's crazy that you can make that money from doing internet stuff, but it's also scary because you don't know when you're going to get it again.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously we have somewhat of a steady income from YouTube. Like, it's steady, but it fluctuates a lot.
It's so inconsistent.
Yeah, but that's basically like our main income. And then if we get brand deals, it's like, okay, cool. We're going to be making X amount.
Well, I guess the other thing that people forget, so the reason I'm bringing all this up is just because it's so fascinating because so little people know about it.
I know, I agree.
I'm
yeah.
still learning.
Yeah.
And like, I'm kind of a part of it, and you're fully involved with it. So it's like me trying to like wrap my head around like what it is. But so many kids are so interested in being it and seeing like, yeah, there could be good money, but you have to remember, one, you are basically your own business.
Yeah.
So almost kind of like half of that is taxes.
Yep. A lot of it is taxes. It's hard to learn.
So the other question I was going to have is, how did you get linked up with people that got you deals? Right? Like random people just like reached out and are like, hey, I want to get you this, and I'm also going to take a percent of that.
So my manager, one of my managers, Jack, who if you follow Vlog Squad people, you know that he works with David and Jason a lot.
Right, yeah.
He actually reached out to me like beginning of Vine when I was making Vines.
Oh,
and
wow.
I thought it was like a joke. Because he was like LA based and I'm living in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's like, if you ever come out here, like I want to have you in pilots and blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, this like cannot be real. But I looked at his bio and found his website and everything, and I was like, okay,
This
cool.
seems legit.
Yeah, and so he would get me, like he got me, I believe he got me, no he didn't. So the Hot or Not one I sent to him because I was already talking to him. And I think he got it up to $50. Like, I don't think they offered $50. I think he got it up to that. But he was like, usually a manager will take like 15%. But he was like, don't worry about it. Because like, obviously he would get like $1, you know? So that was my first one with Jack, I'm pretty sure. But normally he'll bring me and Aaron a lot of things. Or our MCN, which is... An MCN is basically a company that a lot of YouTube creators sign to. And the MCN runs higher rated ads on your videos, if that makes sense. And they usually take a percent also.
Yeah.
So an MCN would take like 15% of your income every month from YouTube because they're running higher ads for you. So they're like doing work for you. So we also have a manager within that MCN that she gets us brand deals all the time. Like we're always texting.
She's a hustler.
Yeah, she's great. She's amazing. So you get it from a lot of different places. Also, we have our emails and everything, like our Instagram bio, YouTube bio.
True.
And we'll get emails in our Carly and Aaron email all the time for like apps, or sometimes we'll get cool ones that are higher paid. We also we got a few AT&T brand deals because the woman who was a creative director at Vine moved on to AT&T.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she like loves us. So she hired me and Aaron and David and Jason to do like some AT&T stuff. And that was like one of the higher paying ones too.
Yeah.
That was like crazy for me. I think it was like we only had to post 2 Instagram pictures.
So
and we made like, a good amount of money.
Like, I know it's definitely in your brain because we've talked about it, but like, what would if YouTube went away?
Yeah.
For example, like, what would you do as a job?
I think about this all the time. I have absolutely no idea. I think I would try to do some sort of like social media management because that's what I was looking at when I moved here and just doing Vine stuff. So I was like, okay, that maybe can be my fallback.
And you're good at it.
Yeah, and like I know how to like, I know certain Twitter accounts are funny. Like Wendy's is really funny because they're very sassy and very real. Whereas like if you see a Twitter account from a company and they're like, on sale this week, blah, 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 get them now. Like no one cares. On social media anyways.
Yeah.
So you just have to be very relatable. Yeah. And very with the times.
That's interesting.
Mimi. Yeah.
Here's a question I have no idea your answer, but we were talking about money. So I just want to know.
Oh, okay.
What would you have in your bank account? Like, what's your number that you'd be like, I'm set for life?
Oh.
I don't have to do anything.
For life?
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't know if I had $2 million, would that be good for life? Like, I don't know.
No, I don't
Not
think
in LA.
so.
Okay, so then $100 million, I guess. I'd be set for life.
You'd be set. Oh, you could milk $2 million. You'd
My
have to
whole life?
move out of LA.
Yeah.
You could milk $2 million for the rest of your life.
No, but I want a house here. So
don't
like
have kids,
I probably
though.
need like $1 billion.
$100 million, you'd be set.
Okay, cool. Then that. Yeah.
I want to say, I mean, even way less, you'd be set, you know?
Yeah.
If you had $2 million and you made some good investments, you'd be set too.
Okay. But I wouldn't be like, I would be nervous about it. If I never worked again, I'd be like, fuck, I need to make this last.
Isn't that crazy? When you were in high school, right? Or maybe even college, before you did like Vine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In your brain, like, what was it like? Oh, if I just had, I'd be good.
I never really thought about money. It was always like, I'll probably do like medical stuff and they make, you know, a good amount, like $60K a year, and I'll be good. Like, that's good. That's all. It's weird. I've never worried about money really ever.
Yeah.
Like, even when I moved here and I was losing a lot of money going through my savings, I was like, it'll work out. Like, I'll find something. There's always new things happening with social media, and an email could come in tomorrow for, you know, a few $1,000s, and I'll be good for a few months. Like, that's just how I've always been.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, but now, I feel like now that I'm getting older and I feel like it's slowing down, not that our channel's slowing down, but like, I guess the excitement. Yeah, but I guess like the excitement, and there was such a transition between like Vine and Instagram, and then everyone's going to YouTube and you can make a ton here, and you can get brand deals on YouTube, and you can go to events with your friends because of all this.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that part's a little bit slower because it's like I don't see us moving to another medium, I guess.
But what if you did?
I mean, that would be crazy.
What if the next like big thing?
Netflix.
this clip becomes like the thing. I'm like, what if the next YouTube happens in the next year, and it cuts to you're like 3 million followers,
just like money,
and they use
down,
they use my clip as like the
Bruce knew it first.
Yeah. I think you would thrive on the Splanin app.
On the what?
Splanin app.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. The Splanin app.
I don't know. I just thought that would be like really interesting to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys learned something. I mean, I don't know. Do you think I was open enough?
Yeah. No,
I think money.
I think it's really interesting because it's like it's not like I make this.
Oh yeah, I don't want to come off that way, but I do.
And it wasn't. That I think it's just interesting to know like what are these people making?
Yeah.
Like how many people are like, all right, I'm seeing a Tesla, I'm seeing a house, I'm seeing them not in a house, I'm seeing like what are they making that they can afford this?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, to put it, I don't know if this puts it into perspective, but some Viners, when like Vine was at its peak and they had millions of followers, some of them were getting like $1 million brand deal to post like a few Vines a month for a certain company or something, which is crazy.
Like $1 million for like 5 videos.
Yeah, for Vines, which are 6 seconds. I mean, at the same time, though, it's not like you're filming for 6 seconds. A lot of those took a lot of time and effort. A lot of
production and stuff into it. But that's crazy.
But that's like, why wouldn't you work so hard for that? Because it's your own thing and you're going to make that much money? Like, are you joking? Yeah.
So nuts.
But I remember talking about taxes. I think it was last year, maybe the year before. We were all at the boys' house, and David, he didn't know he had to pay tax. He was like, I've always gotten money back for taxes. And I was like, yeah, that's because you were working for like a company, and he had no idea. So
that's so funny.
And I think like he's said this on his podcast, so I don't feel bad saying it. But like to put it into perspective, I think he paid like over $1 million in taxes this year.
Yeah.
So that's, if you're a big YouTuber, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good times.
I want to segue out into some emails.
Okay.
Couple of issues podcast@gmail.com is the email.
Hit us up.
Thank you for that interview. That's 60
minutes.
I was going to say 60 vision.
From 6 seconds to 60 minutes. Carly and Gondro. Thank you. No, that was a great interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Barbara Walters.
Brought my breadstick apparel.
Where are the breadsticks? I'm starving.
Brucey Walters. Barbara Walters.
Brucey Walters. Yeah, I like that.
So this is a really funny email.
Okay.
I'm not even going to say what the subject is.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to say the name because I don't know if she wants me to.
Okay.
You guys are such a cute couple, and I love having this insight into your lives. She said, don't put that part in.
Oh, no.
So
we'll
this part,
edit out. Yeah.
I had to edit that out because I read where she's from, and then she said, don't do that. Maybe start the sentence with, like, don't mention this, but...
Yeah. Emails are tricky because you start reading it, and then they throw in a fact, and then right after they're like, don't say that. And you're like, wait, I did already.
For the first semester of my freshman year of college, I had the absolute worst roommate. Besides borrowing my hat or letting her guy friends lay on my bed shirtless, she's done some crazy things.
Todd?
That's a specific thing.
Yeah. That's
hey,
really weird.
take your shirt off and lay on my roommate's bed.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Okay.
Okay, what's going on?
Don't do it. First, let me explain that we never exchanged phone numbers, so our communication was through Instagram DMs.
That's weird.
That's really interesting. Hey, do you want my number? I'll DM you.
Like, wouldn't it get to a point where, like, this is weird that we're DMing and not texting?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess it's a new dawn. It's a new day.
It's a new life.
With that said, maybe 3 weeks into school, I head to our dorm to get shoes and open the door to find her having sex in the room.
Okay.
I really would have appreciated a heads up because I was heading to dinner and that ruined my appetite. We never really talked before this, and we definitely didn't talk after this.
Dang.
What?
You never talk. That's an awkward situation.
That's got to be pretty early on in living there if you guys hadn't talked.
Yeah,
Like 2 weeks in and this girl's
Do they
getting the deed done.
So did they share, like, did she clarify if it was like a dorm where it's like 2 beds, a desk, and that's it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so 2 desks probably.
Or
2 desks, 2 beds, 1 desk.
When I went to college, there were some dorms that were like apartments, so I didn't know if it was like that.
No. I just thought it was funny that you said 1 desk.
1 desk. They have to share it.
Yeah. 2 beds, 1 desk. I really would appreciate it. We never really talked about it. Here's the big thing that really made her disgusting.
Oh, that's not it?
One night, she drunkenly came back to the dorm and I pretended to be asleep.
Okay.
I'm not going to question that. So it's probably like 3 a.m, and the first thing she does is throw her charger at me. That's a bitchy thing to do.
Okay.
Then she gets up and stumbles around the room, knocking into our mini fridge, and finally does the unthinkable. I hear what sounds like a water bottle being poured on the ground. Yeah, she peed on the floor. On my pillows that I keep on the floor at night.
On her pillows?
Do you sleep just on the mattress? Oh, I guess like throw pillows?
Maybe, but in college, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe her mom got them for
I know
her.
some people that had like 6 pillows on their bed.
Jeez.
So she's just like...
This sounds like the first night Aaron and I hung out.
I hear
like,
what sounds
almost
like,
exactly.
In the morning, she's passed out, and I'm getting ready for class. Meanwhile, trying to air the room out, I had to wash all my pillows like 3 times. By the second semester, I was able to move into a new room. Thank God. I hope you enjoy the horrors I faced as a freshman in college. I'm now a junior and actually at a completely different college.
Oh,
so
well,
luckily,
that's good.
I'll never see her again.
I could not. I did the dorm thing for 1 year, and I was like, never again. I cannot handle living in the same room with somebody. This sounds like I'm aiming at you. I'm not. I just mean like we went to school together. We were in that little quarantine square. We had to sleep like right next to each other, basically. Mm-hmm. She would wake up and like print things off, and I would be like so mad because I don't like being woken up. Or she would do homework in there. I don't know. It was just like, oh, I can't imagine doing that. Anyways.
Sounds like she was a hard worker.
Yeah, no, she was great. I mean,
she worked and printed things out, and you're like, you bitch.
Or like, you know, even the smallest thing, like opening a bag to like get something out of a grocery bag or something. I was like,
sounds pretty innocent.
I was like, oh my god, I know, but just sharing a room like that,
and
I'm
just messing
and like, oh, I don't have to wake up till 10:30, but it's 9:50 and she's doing this, and I'm awake and I can't fall back asleep. I don't know. Anyways, but not being I'm very passionate about rooms and sleeping, but then not talking to the person is so awkward. Like, wouldn't you feel so awkward coming back from class and being like, well, I'm going to walk in and nothing's going to be said? Like, that's so awkward.
You live in the same space. I shared a room with 2 people.
2?
Yeah, it was 3 of us.
Did you like it?
I don't think I didn't tell this on the podcast, did I?
I don't think
so. Well, I loved it, actually, surprisingly. Because
you sleep hard.
I sleep through. They hated me. I know that for a fact. So we had a bunk bed, and then there was like a bed that was like up, and then his desk was underneath.
Okay,
and then 2 other desks. Mm-hmm. So I slept on the top bunk, and I would have my alarm go off, and it was on like a shelf right next to me, like way up. So my friend Pat slept underneath me, and Pat would like kick my whole mattress up.
Because he doesn't wake up to his alarms.
Do that, and he would have to do it 3 times before I'd wake up.
Oh my god!
And it was an early November song. It was one of Ace's songs. It was "Breathe in deep, let it out slow," and that would go off every morning. And Pat's like, "Change the song."
Oh yeah,
I hate it so much.
Oh my god, I relate so hard.
So, way before that, I didn't know Pat at all. He was straight edge vegan punk guy, and Kyle was like a sports guy, like played volleyball and stuff. I remember telling this story. Maybe I didn't though. So this guy was like trying to get us to rush for a fraternity. Mm-hmm. I'm not a frat guy at all, but I was hanging with frat guys. Mm-hmm. So Kyle definitely was. He was like a volleyball like captain or something, and he brought me out with him, and this guy Scott was like, I'm gonna get you guys in this frat, like whatever, hang with me. So he would like take us around to parties. We would skip the lines. We would get free cups everywhere we went. But he would drink hard, and we would try to keep up because we're going to impress this guy. I have stomach issues that I am still figuring out at this point because I'm like 18 and I'm like drinking and I shouldn't, and like drinking beer especially. Like,
That's like the worst
I
thing,
can't
too.
drink beer all now.
Yeah.
Like if I touch beer to my lips, I throw up. So I would drink like 8 beers, be on the verge of blacking out because I'm 2 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I would end up like throwing up like every night. But the one night I go into the bathroom to throw up. I'm a super loud puker. My roommate Kyle and this guy Pat, who I just met, who like I'm giving the worst impression to, can't find me and like knew that I went to the bathroom but hadn't come out in like an hour and a half. And they come in. I don't remember this. I was like, whatever. I had my head on the seat. It was a public bathroom, so there's like 7, toilets, whatever. So my head's on the toilet. I had been throwing up. I fell asleep.
Toilet.
Kyle like couldn't get underneath the door, so he had to hop over to unlock it because I wouldn't respond.
Aw.
So they get me back into bed, and the next day I had to be like, "What happened?" And they're like, "Dude, we had to carry you back into the room." So I had to like apologize to Pat, and then like I kind of like cut the shit and like figure it out, and then me and Pat became like really good friends.
Aw.
And
He saved
he
you.
was a great influence on me.
Oh,
After
good.
that, I stopped drinking so much.
Oh, thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks
Shout
for
out Pat
saving
Graham.
his life.
I don't know if you're into punk music. He was in a band called Spray Nerd, and they were fantastic.
Shout out Sprainerd.
So that was my story. So that was that. We'll do one more email.
Let's do it.
Um,
Let's do it to it.
okay. Let's do 2 more, actually, because I want to do like a relationshipy one.
Okay.
Because we are a couple of issues on Instagram and Twitter. Hi, Carly and Bruce. First of all, okay, just going to skip all that.
Okay. Don't read
I
it.
have a first date this week, and I'm very
Ooh.
nervous. We met on a dating app, TM, and the conversation has been pretty easy. I'm 24, I've been in a few relationships, and am mostly comfortable around people, and think I make a good first impression. But I suffer with a lot of anxiety and second-guessing myself. I think I put too much pressure on first dates to work out. I get so worried about how I'm coming across, or if this person may be the one, which I know is silly and sets unrealistic expectations. But I have a hard time just relaxing and taking the experience for what it is. How can I help with this? Any unprofessional advice you guys have would be much appreciated. Wow, Bruce, that chiseled face is just so hot. She didn't say that. She did say love you, though.
Aw.
Love you, too.
Hey.
To both of us.
Dang. Well, I feel like it's weird because I feel like I'm not good at talking to people, like conversations. Like if I don't know someone that well,
Without knowing them.
yeah, if I don't know someone super well and like maybe you introduce us and then you leave to go to the bathroom or something, I feel really like I don't know what to talk about. I'm worried. I don't know why, but I'm kind of learning that just like literally just let it happen.
Yeah.
And conversation will evolve.
Yeah.
Even on like a first date type of thing, if you just like talk, like don't try to think of your next thing you're gonna say. Just like go off of what they're saying.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, because that's what I used to do. Like I'd be in a first, not even like a date, but like a first conversation with someone and like, oh, what do you do? And then as we're talking, I'm like, what am I gonna say next? Like, how do I make this interesting?
And you're not even listening.
Well, no, I would be listening, but I would be so like nervous or something.
But I guess I mean like you're not even like, okay, I could respond to that, and then you go off on this whole thing.
Yeah.
you know?
Or I would like respond quickly and then ask a question that I want to ask because I feel like that'll make the conversation longer or something.
You know what's funny? It's almost like first dates are like it's how long can you get to a common ground? You know, with somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
It's almost like, what do we relate that we can talk? Like, at least we have that thing to go back to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
one of our first things, well, we had music. We talked about music we liked. But Roller Coaster Tycoon was like one of our first things. And
Yeah.
then we could be like, oh, how great was it? And we talked for like a while about
Yeah.
that. But
Thank God.
yeah, I mean, like, I get nervous, like, even just still, like, meeting people. Like, I have to meet new people, like, all the time doing writing sessions and stuff. And it's just, like, exactly what you're saying. It's kind of just, like, like, everybody has that anxiety. So it's like you're not alone with thinking that. I think that's, like, a common thing that people don't really think about is that, like, oh, they probably feel the same way.
Yeah.
They're probably nervous. Some people are just better at disguising it than others.
Yeah.
And honestly, some people just don't care. But I think it's just first dates for me are my favorite because you can talk about so much. You can talk about like, oh, where'd you grow up, and da 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 da.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Then at least like then, but like you said, but then if you hit that part where you're like, I'm leading this whole conversation, or they're not responding back, then I start to get in my head like, oh, they don't care. Are they not having a good time? You know, what are we gonna do next?
Yeah,
and then
hate that part. Where do we go from here? I
think on the first date, I think you and I are a good example of the first date. I didn't know, like, I didn't think like this girl's the one. You know, like there are a lot of times where people like say that like I knew right away, and I think that's like that's great and that's cool, but I think we're the definition of a relationship that's you can be a slow building relationship that holds a lot of weight, you know, rather than like wait.
Ball and chain. The old ball and chain.
But like, and we had this conversation where if we broke up, we would want to hang out.
Ideally, yes.
No, I mean in the sense of
like because we're friends at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Nate put it best, and I think that's what brought me to you, and in like a weird way.
No.
But he said to me, he was like, if I wasn't dating my girlfriend, I'd be hanging out with her anyway.
Yeah.
Like she's just like a really good friend. And I like when I heard that, I was like, I want that. And I met you like 3 weeks later.
Aww.
Which is like it's been like exactly like 2 years we met each other.
2 years, yeah.
To the date.
To the date, I think.
That's really wild.
I know, it's crazy.
Because
sometimes
segue in back to talking about ourselves, but
well, it's our podcast, so we'll buckle in, baby.
Maybe you guys could talk about like, oh, what podcast do you listen to?
What?
And like on the first date.
Oh, for them, yeah. I was like, who are you talking to? Yeah, bring us up. Just let it unfold. I mean, if it doesn't unfold well and it's awkward, then don't go on another date. You know? Don't put so many hopes into one date. But I feel you, girl. Sometimes you see someone and you're like, dang, I really hope this works out because I feel like they're everything that I would want. But you kind of build it up in your head. So
this is the last one. And this one's a tricky one.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
Oh, boy.
This is how we're going to end it.
Okay.
The subject is problem with rich kids, ...
Okay.
So she's going into high school. I live in a relatively small town. I'm going to leave out the details just in case any of your friends listen to this. I need some unprofessional advice is about money. I live in a pretty poor family. We have a pretty small house and don't have money for extra things. I'm very lucky to have a full scholarship to the expensive school that I go to. All of my friends in my school are very rich and have a lot of money. In the last 2 years, I've used my own money from odd jobs like babysitting to see 3 musicals in New York City, and I paid for my iPhone and continue to pay my phone bill.
Good for you.
With all of these things, I feel pressure to spend my own money on, and I can't afford to just go out with my friends all the time, and I don't know what to tell them. My friends always invite me to do fun things, but they don't understand that I can't pay to go to Six Flags or to see Broadway musicals all the time and things like that. I have a single mom and a little brother who has been sick a lot. My mom does her absolute best to pay for what she can and to take care of me and my brother, but I don't want to ask for too much because I know it's hard for her to spend money on things that are absolutely unnecessary. I know she tries really hard to pay for all the extra expenses, and it's because she cares so much about me and my little bro. I also know that I have a lot of things that make me extremely privileged, but being around rich people all the time can kind of suck sometimes and bring me down. I don't know what to tell them because I know they will never understand what it's like to be in a family that's sometimes struggling to pay for things like clothes and food. I'm also embarrassed to have them to my house because of how small it is, and I don't want them to know that my mom is still in college because I feel like they would look down on her for being poorer than they and might pity me. I do love and trust my friends right now. I just know they won't understand. I know this email is a lot and all over the place, but thanks for the unprofessional advice. Blah.
Dang.
It's loaded.
Yeah.
I will start with saying it's incredible at your age. I didn't say what her age is, but she's very young and she's paying for all these things herself.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, that's amazing. That's crazy. It's insane. You are learning so much by doing all of that you have like a huge leg up on your peers in the sense that like you're paying for your phone, you're all this stuff. You know how like that money works. So you may have these rich friends that are getting everything paid for, they might be cut off when they're 18 and have no idea what to do with their lives.
And you're going to know how to handle your money.
Yeah. I would say don't be embarrassed by that. If anything, I think you're setting yourself up to be a pretty successful business person if you're already at your age paying for your phone and paying for all that stuff. That's something to pride yourself on. And I know right now you see all that stuff, but I would rather have had that, like paid for everything myself than, to be helped, because the moment you go, okay, I'm completely on my own now, you're like, whoa,
how do I budget anything?
This is shocked.
Yeah. Or like, wow, I didn't know how much all this was going to cost.
The fact that your mom's going to college shows that like she's trying to finish school to get a better job and to help pay for things, which is something like all of this, I don't think you should be embarrassed by at all. And if I know you love your friends, but if they're not going to understand that and they're not going to support that, I don't know if those are people you want, necessarily in your life. But I would say you got to give people the benefit of the doubt too.
They might come over and be like, oh my gosh, like, they might not care at all.
And not telling people, might not be helping either. If you're not telling people that you're struggling and, you just keep going to these places and spending, like, if you sit there and say, like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't afford to go out, to Six Flags this day, but, like, I want to go next time, I just got to save up money for it. It kind of implies what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be embarrassed about not having money. Like,
and that's honestly such a normal, I feel like you're surrounded by rich kids. It's such a normal thing at a young age to do. Like, I remember, like, my friends would be like, I can't afford it, but, like, let me pick up a few shifts and we can do it in a few weeks or something.
I guess she's coming from a place of, like, all of those kids are like, oh, money isn't even a thought in our brain.
Yeah.
That makes it difficult.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a job and you're getting work and, especially as you're getting older, like, I don't know if you're at the age legally, like 16's the age where you can, like, start getting jobs. At 16, by the time you're 16, you can, like, get jobs at other places where you're going to meet people that are, like, really working hard for their money. Not to say the people that you're surrounded by wouldn't work hard for their money, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. I guess what I meant by that was, like, she's, like, almost in a different world than most people are at that age.
Yeah.
And most people need to save up. Does that make sense?
I don't get what you mean.
I guess because, like, since, like, if you're surrounded by people who have so much money, you don't realize that, like, a lot of other friend groups are just like you.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant from, like, when you get a job at somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, she's only surrounded by, like, rich folk.
Yeah.
So she's not going to experience that for, like, maybe a year or two, depending unless you do, like, activities outside of that.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't know how old she was. I didn't see how old she was. Oh, wow. She's so young.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that she's paying for all that by herself.
I know. It's insane. Cool. And maybe make some YouTube videos and...
Yeah, start a channel. Make that money.
Make that money.
Make that $50 HUD or not ad.
So in closing...
Yes.
You hustle very hard.
Thank you.
You work very hard.
Thank you. So do you. I'll do you next week.
Yeah, we'll interview me next week.
I'll interview you too. Because I think what you do is people don't know anything about it either. You know what I mean? Like, people that do what you do aren't open about it because, like, what I do, you could find YouTubers that talk about it, or, David will say, like, I made $10,000 doing an Instagram post. Yeah. But, like, producers and stuff, like, you don't know it. I don't know anything about it, really. Yeah. I see what you do, but, like, where you come from, or how you even put together anything is just so interesting to me.
Next week, the interview part 2.
Shane Dawson series.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
We'll do it.
Let's do it at some point. Maybe next week.
You wear this next week. I wear that.
We'll switch outfits. I get to dye your hair then. Red.
Because, you know what? This is what I want to do. Just being completely, like, we're figuring this podcast out as we go. Mm-hmm. We eventually want to get guests. We're going to get a little bit of a bigger studio in the next month.
Yeah.
And we want to have guests on. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Be very open with them.
And just find out, like, everything, like, because I just hate that if you watch an interview, you kind of get the same information from everybody because everybody talks about the same stuff. But, like, I feel like very rarely do you find out, like, those moments where it was, like, that crossover of, like, oh, you went from, like, oh, I still have to work this job to, like, but like, what was that like?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because how many people listen to this podcast where, you know, someone's starting a YouTube channel, somebody's, you know, oh, I want to be a producer. Like, I get DMs and emails all the time, people being like, hey, like, I want to start producing, but like, I don't know if it's right for me or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just go out and do it.
Yeah.
And then, but it's really inspiring to hear like everybody's stories. And when you can relate to that, when you're like in a parallel of like, oh, like that was me growing up, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So all I want to do is influence people.
Yeah. We're
And you're an influencer.
You're welcome, world.
Inspire is the word I want. Not
Inspires.
influence. Inspire is the word I meant. You're an influencer. I'm an inspirer. And I'm an aspiring inspirer.
You're an inspirer.
Well, I aspire to be an inspirer.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I have
lost.
the credentials to label myself an inspirer.
You're Gary Vee.
I'm an aspiring inspirer. I just want to get people excited to do things.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing that now.
Yeah. So just send me a check to... No.
P.O. Box.
Yeah. That's what I hate with those guys that are like that, but then they're like, okay, if you want the tutorial of like how to be like a really happy person and how to make $1 million, pay me $30, whatever. Just come here. We'll do a couple ad reads, but you'll get the content for free.
Yeah, you'll get it. We'll just spew it out.
But yeah, so that's what we'll do. In the next like month or so, we're going to start bringing in guests. Let us know who you want us to bring in too. Just like, even if you want to email us, tweet us, comment, YouTube, smash the subscribe button on all this stuff. Follow us at a couple of issues.
Or our other social media. I'm at Carly Contra when you are.
At Bruce Wigner, WIEGNER. Couple of issues podcast at gmail.com is the email. And that's about it, you guys. We'll see you next time. It's been a long one, and I love you.
Oh.
Guys.
I'm right here.
I was going to say I love you.
Oh, thanks.
Guys.
Okay, let's end this.
See you next time.
Bye.